Welcome to our yoga class today. We're going to focus on warrior poses today. Our warrior poses can help us not only strengthen our bodies physically, but also to help strengthen and focus our minds and center us to help us in our daily lives. Let's get started lying supine on our mats. So find a comfortable position lying on your back. If your low backs are a little tight, feel free to bend your knees. Take a few moments to settle into a comfortable position. Legs about hip distance apart, arms resting in a comfortable position by our sides, letting our shoulders, neck, and upper back relax, allowing our lower back, our hips to relax as well. Turning palms up can help open up those tight shoulders. Let's take 10 relaxing, centering breaths. Legs can extend if we don't have any issues with our low back today. Just letting our feet flop out, letting the leg muscles relax. Breathing in and out through our nose. Quieting our minds and bringing our full presence to our mats and to our practice today. And as we're breathing, let's be checking in with our bodies, noticing any areas that feel a little imbalanced, a little tight, as well as areas that we know might need a little extra care today. And with every breath, we can feel our bodies relaxing as we begin to let go of our stress, let go of our tension, let go of our worries, our anxious thoughts, and bring our full presence into the moment to enjoy our class today. Taking a few more relaxing, centering breaths. One last long, relaxing inhalation in, following with a nice, relaxing, long exhalation out. Let's inhale, both arms overhead. Just take a moment, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, stretch through the heels or the toes, extend through the fingertips, gently lengthen from side to side, and then let's exhale, floating our arms back down. With our next inhale, both arms extend once more. As we exhale, let's sweep our arms down, gently bring that right knee to our chest for a gentle hug. We can fully extend it or bring it back to that bent knee position as we alternate knee hugs to chest. Starting to bring breath and movement together. Starting to bring upper and lower body and mind together as well. Let's do one more each leg. So the last knee to chest will be the left. One more inhale, exhale, let's gently bring both knees to chest, holding gently behind the knees, giving ourselves a hug, maybe a little back massage if that feels good. And we're gonna work our core a little bit, so we're gonna do some moving bugs. So we're gonna bring our legs to a bent knee position. So we want our calves to be parallel to the mat. We wanna bring our arms straight up, and we wanna stabilize the shoulders, gently pull the belly in. On an inhale, let's bring our right arm only straight back, tapping the floor. Exhale, bring it back up. Next inhale, left arm does the same, and then bring it back. Next inhale, we're gonna tap that right toe down. We're using our core, we're keeping that knee bent, and then let's inhale the left toe down. So we wanna make sure we're not arching our back, so keep the belly button towards the spine. As we inhale, we're gonna do right side. Inhale, left side, upper and lower body. Let's do right side a few more times. alternating sides, right side and left side. Keeping the shoulders stable, keeping the hips stable, keeping that belly button gently drawing in towards the spine. One more each side, and then we're going to switch it up one more time, get our mind a little more involved, and we're going to do our right arm and our left leg. Inhaling, exhale back up, and then left arm, right leg. Again, we're not making sure that low back isn't arching. And let's do each side one more time. Right arm, left leg, and left arm, right leg. Good, then both knees to chest one more time. Relax the belly muscles a little bit, and then float both feet to the mat, knees stay bent, arms come out to the shape of a T as we move into our first spinal twist. So on an inhale, keeping those shoulders stable, knees gently float to the right. And then as we exhale back to center, and the knees flow to the left. Feel free to let the head gently move any way that feels good with the knees or opposite the knees, or not at all if we're still warming up our neck, or just gentle turns. Let's do each side one more time. Good, as we come back to center, let's draw those knees in one more time before we roll gently to our sides. And we're gonna make our way to all fours. So we wanna stack our joints. Wrists and shoulders, knees and hips. And we're gonna go into our cat-cow, focusing on our belly button. So as we exhale, we're gonna draw the belly button towards the spine and let the entire spine round from the tailbone all the way out through the crown of the head. Inhale, we're gonna relax those muscles around the belly button, let the belly sag, and lift up into cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale. And inhale. A few more cat-cow flows. One more exhale into cat. One more inhale into cow. And then we're gonna untuck our toes and walk our hands back into our first child pose. Maybe resting on our forearms, letting our head relax, feeling free to shift and just open up those hips a little bit. And then let's come back to all fours. We're gonna take our right foot and extend it straight out to the side, keeping that foot flat. We're gonna move to the upper body. So we're gonna inhale, right arm's gonna reach out, and then we're gonna thread the needle, threading it under that left arm. Inhale and exhale. Do two more. Staying on the right, keeping that right foot out, untuck that left toe, and on an inhale, we're gonna shift both hips straight back. So left hip is reaching toward that left heel, and then we're gonna come back up. Inhale back. Exhale up. Let's do two more. We're listening to our body, moving through our comfortable range of motion. And after that last one, let's come back to all fours and just pause for a moment, maybe noticing subtle differences between the left and the right hip or shoulder area. As we move to the other side, left leg is going to extend out. We're going to keep that right hand planted, and we're going to inhale, left arm up, and thread it through under that right arm. Let's do one more on this side. And as we come back to all fours, keeping that left foot planted, untucking that right toe. If it was tucked, we're going to inhale. Try to keep those hips sliding straight back and then back up again in our range of motion. Inhale back. Exhale up. Let's do 2 more on this side. And then let's come back to all fours. One last child pose. Maybe keeping the arms extended this time, getting a little more open along the spine, through the back body. And then let's come back to all fours, getting ready for a downward dog. Spread the fingers, stabilize the shoulders. So pull the shoulder blades onto the back, curl the toes, pull in the belly, lift the knees, and let's find downward dog. Lifting both heels, we're gonna alternate heel presses. Taking a break if we need to. Feel free to let the hips shift a little bit, kind of move. Any way that feels good, let the head gently turn. Then as we come back to a stable downward dog, on an inhale, we're going to gently come to all fours, untuck the toes, keep the hands planted as we shift back to child pose. Inhale back to all fours, exhale, downward dog. So let's move through this flow a few times. Let's do 2 more. Again, taking a break. You can always just do in all fours to a child pose if that's a better movement for you. And then ending in an all fours position, or feel free to move to downward dog. We're going to step 1 foot forward and then the other foot coming to a forward fold. Nice deep bend in the knees, press through the heels, unhinge from the hips, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come together in front of our heart as we find our mountain pose. Feet are hip distance apart. Take a moment to center ourselves, balancing our weight between both hips, both legs, all 4 corners of both feet. Shoulders down and back. Find the breath, find our center. Inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. Inhale. And exhale. One more prayer flow, again, bringing breath and movement together, bringing mind and body together. Inhale, both arms overhead. As we exhale, we're going to sink our hips back, bring our arms forward, finding chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do 2 more chair flows. Inhale. Exhale, chair. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more inhale. Exhale, child pose. On our next inhale, we're going to come to forward fold. Exhale here. Inhale, and stepping our right foot back, we're going to come into a kneeling lunge. So you might need to cushion your knee a little bit using a blanket, using the corner of your mat. And we're going to bring that right knee down, keep our left foot anchored, keep a little tuck in the tailbone. Inhale, both arms overhead. And then we're going to take our left hand and just bring it to our left thigh, our left hip, as we lengthen through that right side of our body. Kneeling lunge with a lateral stretch. One more inhale as we exhale. Let's bring both hands to the mat, stepping right foot forward, forward fold. Little bend in both knees, unhinge from the hips, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hands come together in front of our hearts. Inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale into chair. Arms can stay alongside the ears or come forward. Next inhale, forward fold. Exhale here. Inhale, left foot back, left knee down, kneeling lunge on the other side. So we want to make sure right knee and ankle are aligned, left hip and knee are aligned as we bring both arms overhead, aligning our spine. Keep a little tuck in the tailbone, bring that right hand to the thigh, the hip, and add that lateral stretch. Nice full relaxing inhalations and exhalations. One more inhale, exhale, both hands to the mat. This time left foot steps forward, forward fold. Little bend in both knees, press through the heels, unhinge from the hips, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands come together in front of our hearts. So we're gonna move right into our warrior. So let's come to the top of our mats in mountain pose. And we're gonna bring our right foot back, right foot back first. So as we step that right foot back, we want it angled 90 degrees or less, and we want the left toes to face forward. So if our hips are tight, if we feel like we're facing sideways, we can bring that left foot out a little bit or unangle this back foot. So a couple of different variations. So once we've got our hips squared forward, warrior one, we're opening up this right hip. So let's keep our hands on our hips, keep a little tuck in the tailbone. Inhale, bend that left knee, and then straighten. So we want to make sure we have good alignment. We want to feel anchored through that right heel. So we're keeping that right heel in the outer edge of that foot, anchored into our mats as we just warm up that right hip, warm up that left knee and thigh, inhaling and exhaling, making any minor adjustments so that we can feel strong and stable as we take our next inhale, bending that left knee. Arms can come to prayer, arms can stay at our hips or straight overhead, finding our warrior one, where we breathe, where we feel our strength, where we feel centered and focused, calm and strong. One more inhale as we exhale. Let's bring our hands to our hips and step our right foot forward, coming back to mountain, where we're going to pause just for a breath or two, maybe feeling slightly different in that right hip and left hip area. So let's move to the other side as we come to mountain. This time, left foot steps back. Again, making those adjustments so that we feel stable, we feel anchored, and we can square our hips to the front of the mat. Hands on hips, tall spine as we bend and straighten that right knee. So we might need to walk that right foot back a little bit, or maybe walk it out. Maybe we can walk it in. We want that right knee tracking straight towards, but not past the toes. So this is where we make those adjustments, where we find, and then we hold. Again, hands stay at our hips, to our heart. We're extending overhead as we find our warrior one. Staying anchored. Feeling strong. One more inhale as we exhale. Let's straighten that leg, stepping forward back to mountain, where we pause for a breath or two, check in. Let's inhale, arms sweeping overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat. Let's step our right foot back again as we're going to come up into a warrior two. So again, left toes face forward, right foot is at 90 degrees or less. We want our hips to be open more towards the side of the mat this time. As we bring our hands to our hips, we're going to inhale, bend the left knee again. So as we bend, we want to make sure that that left knee is tracking towards the toes, but not past the toes. So ideally, when we're in our warrior's poses, we want the knee in line with the ankle. Spine is long. So you might have to tuck that right glute under just a little bit to stay strong and stable and keep our hips not from tilting up. We want them nice and parallel to the mat as we bend, and then bring those arms out, relax the shoulders, reach to the fingertips, and we can gaze forward, we can gaze back or straight to the side in our warrior two. Let go of any tension in the shoulders. Again, staying with the breath. We're going to gently turn that left palm up, inhale, reaching that palm towards the sky, relaxing that right arm down, maybe bringing our gaze up into peaceful warrior. One more inhale. As we exhale, let's come back to warrior two. And then next inhale, left forearm to left thigh, right arm can stay straight up, can stay straight alongside our body, or can reach over that right ear into our side angle pose. Again, left knee and ankle still aligned. We're still grounded through that right heel and the outer edge of the foot. We're keeping our spine in line, shoulders and hips open in our side angle. Again, we're feeling our strength, our focus, our calm, our presence in the moment. One more inhale, exhale. We're going to cartwheel fingertips to the mat. Right foot steps forward, forward fold. Again, little bend in the knees, press through the heels, squeeze through the glutes, sweep the arms overhead, exhale, hands to hearts. Moving to the other side as we come to our mountain pose. As we inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Fingertips to the mat, left foot steps back, setting up for our warrior two once more. Again, finding that position where we have our hips parallel. We're gonna bend and straighten that right leg, checking in with that knee, checking in with the hips, adjusting. So again, we can shorten the stance, we can make it wider, front to back for more challenge. We can make it wider side to side to accommodate tight hips. So again, this is where we adjust, where we listen to our body, where we find our warrior strengths today. Let's do one more flow with that leg, and then we're going to keep that right knee bent. Right knee and ankle stacked, tall spine as we reach the arms forward and back, soften the shoulders, focus our gaze. Warrior two. As we gently turn that right palm up, let's inhale into our peaceful warrior. Relax those shoulder blades down the back, and maybe bring our gaze up, but feel free to look straight ahead, or maybe even over that left shoulder. Keeping strong and stable through the lower body, focused and calm. One more inhale here, exhale, let's come back to warrior two. Center, breathe, and then inhale, right forearm to right thigh. Again, left arm can reach straight down, can come straight towards the ceiling, straight over the shoulder, out the shoulder, or extend all the way over the ear, feeling that length through the entire left side of our body. Check that right knee, make sure it's still aligned over that right ankle, and we're anchored through that left heel and outer edge of the foot. One more inhale. Exhale, we're gonna cartwheel fingertips to the mat. Left foot steps forward, forward fold. A little bend in the knees, press through the heels. Reverse swan dive, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands come down through heart center as we take a moment, as we breathe, as we check in. So we're gonna do one more warrior, and we're gonna do our warrior three. So this will also be our balance. So we're gonna start in our mountain pose. So shoulders over hips, find your center. And on an inhale, we're gonna come into a chair pose. So keep that little tuck in the tailbone, slide those hips back, knees stay behind toes, arms can reach straight out, straight up alongside the ears. Let's take 3 or 4 breaths in our chair pose. So we're centering here in chair pose. Focusing on our strength. From here, we're going to start to transition into our warrior three. So we're going to shift our weight to our left leg. We can bring our arms to any position, maybe airplane, maybe bring them to the hips. And as we shift that weight to the left leg, we're going to start to slide that right foot back. So maybe we've got our toes down for warrior three today. Maybe we lift up just for a breath or two, or maybe we move into a fuller version of warrior three. Reaching through that right heel or toes, reaching through those fingertips. Again, arms can be out to the side. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head. Keeping strong and focused in our warrior three. One more inhale, exhale. We're going to come out of our warrior three, back to mountain, to pause, to breathe, and get ready to do the other side. So again, from our mountain pose, let's find our chair pose. A little tuck in the tailbone. So we've got our core engaged. We've got the strength through upper and lower body, which we need for our warrior three. Take a few centering breaths. Remember, arms can be all the way extended, straight out, or any position that feels right for you. One more centering breath, and then we're going to start to shift our weight to the right leg. And as we do that, we're going to start to slide that left foot back, toe down, toe up, or extend forward and back into our warrior three. Find one point to gaze at, our drishti. Keep the core engaged. Keep lengthening forward and back, strong through our center. One more inhale, and then exhale. We're going to slowly come out of our warrior three, back to mountain. Take a few breaths. To take a moment or two, feel free to roll those shoulders, shake everything out, grab a quick drink as we recenter. And meet in mountain at the top of our mats. Let's take one more centering breath. Just giving our bodies a chance to absorb all that strengthening through our warrior poses today. Inhale, both arms sweeping overhead. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Take 3 or 4 breaths, letting our head hang. Feel free to bend and unbend the knees, shake out the arms. Take a breath or two here. And then let's bend the knees enough to bring hands to the mat, come down to all fours. And we're going to do one plank pose. So we can be on our hands with our wrists and shoulders stacked, or we can come down onto our forearms, stacking our shoulders and elbows. Legs are hip distance apart. We're going to bring that right leg straight back. So we're on the ball of that right foot. We're reaching actively through that heel. So just imagine that you're pressing that heel into the wall behind you. Press both hands or both elbows, shoulder blades on the back, draw the belly in, add that left leg, reaching through that left heel, holding our plank. Breathing, strong and centered. Remember, taking a break, we can always bring our knees down for our kneeling plank. One more inhale, exhale, let's all drop to our knees. And we're gonna walk our way up to an upright kneeling position for camel pose. So we've got our legs hip distance apart. We're tucking our tailbone, toes can be tucked or flat. Arms by our sides, shoulders, so it's almost like a kneeling mountain pose. Shoulders over hips, reaching out through the crown of our head. Let's inhale, both arms overhead. Opening up and lengthening through our torso, side to side. Let's inhale, keeping all that length as we bring our arms out, reaching through those fingertips. Arms are a little bit lower than our shoulders, opening up across the front of our upper body. Keep that little tuck in the tailbone. Next inhale, arms come straight back. When our arms are parallel or in line with our hips, we can bend an elbow, plant a palm on each hip, and then gently draw those shoulder blades together. Maybe lift the gaze slightly, opening up the front of our body, lengthwise and sidewise. Breathing here. Nice full inhalations and exhalations, keeping those hips stable. So keep that little tuck in that tailbone, keep those hips from kind of bowing forward. It also helps protect the low back. Let's take one more inhalation here. And next exhale, we're going to slowly start to come out of camel pose. If our toes are tucked, let's untuck. Come back to all fours. We're going to walk our knees wide, bring our big toes together, and sink our hips back, finding our child pose. We can stack our forearms, stack our fist, or rest our forehead directly on the mat and take 5 relaxing, centering breaths, opening up through the back of the body. So this is our counter pose to camel. And then over the next few breaths, we're going to make our way to all fours and coming to seated mountain pose. So we want to be stabilizing on our hips. If our low backs are a little tight, if we have a blanket or even a block or a pillow, I've got a pillow here. I'm going to lift my hips up a little bit and extend our legs. So we're gently reaching through the heels, gently extending through the crown of our head. Hands can be on our thighs or alongside our body. Seated mountain. Again, let's find our center. Balance out the work of our muscles and joints. With our next inhalation, we're going to start to walk our legs wide into a straddle position. So if we are not sitting on a blanket and our hips are a little tight or low back, feel free to bend the knees a little bit. Keeping those feet flexed, keeping the toes facing the ceiling so we don't want them just flopping out. We're going to inhale, both arms overhead. Take a nice inhale, exhale, start to extend out forward, straight down the middle. Keeping that spine long. When we come to our edge where we feel like we can't go any farther without kind of collapsing down, we're going to stay here. Once we're here, take one more inhale, and then exhale. Hands can come to the mat, can come to our legs, maybe gently holding on our shins, our ankles, or maybe even our feet. Shoulders down away from the ears. Keep our back of our neck in a neutral position. Breathing here. Wide leg or straddle forward fold. Let's take 2 more relaxing, centering breaths in our straddle forward fold. And then we're going to slowly make our way up. Once we're fully upright, we're going to walk our legs back to center. Maybe give them a little shake. If we're sitting on a blanket or block, we're going to pop off. And we're going to bend both knees here. So we're going to move into a boat pose. So legs are hip distance apart. Gently hold on to the back of each thigh. Spine is long, so shoulders stay over hips. On our next inhale, we're just going to tip back. So we're going to come onto our heels. Spine stays long, but we're sitting farther back on our sit bones. Maybe we can lift one foot up. Maybe we can lift both feet up. Maybe we can extend our arms. 5 breaths here again. Strengthening, centering, breathing, feeling strong and calm in our boat pose. We always have the option of straightening our legs as well, but we don't want to round our back. So keep your heart lifted. Let's try 2 more breaths. And then slowly we're going to rock out of our boat, extend our legs, shake them out one more time. And then as we bend both knees, let's gently roll onto our backs, bringing our knees to our chest, giving ourselves a gentle hug, massaging out that low back any way that feels good. And from this bent knee position, we're going to gently extend our left leg along the floor, placing our right foot on top of our left thigh, using our left hand to guide that right arm. Let's bring our right arm out to the side to stabilize as we inhale, guiding that right knee across our body, keeping that right shoulder down. We can look straight ahead. We can look over our right hand. We can look over to the left, breathing in our spinal twists. Nice, long, relaxing inhalations and exhalations. We're wringing out any residual stress, any tension from our body in this final spinal twist. So don't force it, just let those muscles relax, let the breath do the work. One more inhale, exhale, we're going to gently bring that right knee back to center, give it a little hug, and extend it long along the floor. Pausing here for a moment, maybe feeling slightly different in the right and left sides of our body. So keeping that right leg extended, let's bring that left knee to our chest, bringing our left foot to rest on top of the left foot on top of the right thigh. Left arm extends out as we inhale, guiding this left knee across our body. So remember, let's keep both shoulders stable on the mat. Your choice to turn your head to the right, straight up, or to the left to look over that left hand. Breathing in our spinal twist. Again, let the muscles and joints relax. Let the breath do the work. One more inhale, exhale, let's bring this knee back to center. Give it a gentle hug, and then let's extend that left leg along the floor. Hopefully feeling a little more balance through our body as we inhale one last time. Nice lengthening through our entire body as we exhale. Let's gently draw both knees to chest for one final hug. And as we begin our transition into final relaxation, if there's any additional poses you would like to do, feel free to do them now. And when we're ready, we're going to find our comfortable position for final relaxation. Lying on our backs, feel free to lie on your side, on your belly, knees bent, legs extended, shoulders relaxed. So take a few moments to adjust upper and lower body, to allow both legs, hips and low back to relax, to allow both arms, shoulders, and neck to relax. And once we're each in our comfortable position, feeling free to close our eyes or soften our gaze, let's bring our attention to our breath. Nice relaxing inhalations and exhalations through the nose. And as we feel that relaxing energy flowing in and out and throughout our body, connecting with that gentle rhythmic rise and fall of our bellies as we breathe. We can feel our toes and our feet relaxing. Feel our legs, hips, and low back relaxing. Relaxing our ribs, our spine, our shoulder blades, and neck. We can relax our fingers and hands, arms, shoulders, and shoulder joints. Feeling that relaxation across the front of our chest and shoulders, along our collarbones, along the front, back, and sides of our neck, along our jaw, across our cheeks. As we relax our eyes and their sockets, soften the muscles across our forehead, relax the back of our head into our comfortable position. Feeling fully relaxed, minds are calm, fully present in the moment, connected with our breath to enjoy final relaxation today. So please feel free to stay in final relaxation for as long as you like. But when you're ready, let's just gently start to move and stretch as we gently wake up our body. Staying in the moment, starting to have our minds be a little more alert. Come back to our focus. And when we're ready, gently bending both knees, giving ourselves a gentle hug, rolling to our sides and making our way to a comfortable seated position on our mats. As we enjoy these last few moments of our practice, feeling our strength physically, our strength mentally, feeling focused, centered. Let's take one last inhalation as we exhale, hands to heart. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.